Under the Spanish Sun by Dean Whitaker. The mid-morning sun bathed the streets of Seville in a golden glow, casting long shadows from the wrought iron balconies adorned with cascading bougainvillea. Sofia Moreno, a 29-year-old art historian from Madrid, stepped off the train and into the vibrant city. She had been sent to Seville by her museum director to oversee the transfer of a rare 16th-century painting, but Sofia secretly hoped for more than just work on this trip. For years she had dreamed of immersing herself in Seville's culture, where passion seeped from every corner, and the air hummed with music. Sofia's journey had been meticulously planned, her days filled with meetings at the Museo de Bellas Artes and evenings reserved for exploring the city. Yet, as her suitcase rolled over the cobblestone streets toward her hotel, she couldn't shake the feeling that something unexpected awaited her. That evening, Sofia wandered into a tucked-away flamenco bar. The dimly lit venue was packed with locals, their eyes fixated on the dancer who commanded the room with fiery grace. The rhythmic claps and strums of the guitar seemed to pulsate through Sofia's chest. She found a seat at the bar and ordered a glass of Rioja. "First time in Seville?" asked the man beside her, his voice smooth and warm like the Andalusian night. Sofia turned to find a man in his early 30s with deep brown eyes and a mischievous smile. His name was Marco Serrano, a local musician and history enthusiast who spent his nights playing guitar at the very bar they were in. They struck up a conversation, and Sofia was instantly captivated by Marco's charisma and knowledge of Seville's history. As the night wore on, Marco offered to show Sofia the real Seville, the places tourists rarely saw. Sofia hesitated, but there was something disarming about Marco's demeanor. She agreed, and they left the bar to wander through the labyrinth of the Santa Cruz neighborhood. Marco's stories about Seville's past were as rich and intricate as the city's Moorish architecture. Over the next few days, Sofia's time in Seville became a dance between duty and discovery. During the day, she worked with the museum staff, meticulously documenting the painting's condition. But her evenings belonged to Marco. Together, they explored hidden courtyards, local markets, and the Guadalquivir River by moonlight. Their conversations grew deeper with each meeting. Marco spoke of his dreams of composing music inspired by Seville's history, while Sofia shared her struggles as a woman trying to make her mark in the competitive world of art history. Their connection was undeniable, and though they tried to keep their emotions in check, the spark between them was impossible to ignore. One evening, Marco took Sofia to the rooftop of a friend's house, where the view of the Giralda Tower was breathtaking. Under the blanket of stars, Marco played a hauntingly beautiful melody on his guitar. Sofia closed her eyes, letting the music seep into her soul. When the song ended, she opened her eyes to find Marco looking at her with an intensity that made her breath catch. "Sofia," he began, his voice low, "I know you're only here for a short time, but I've never met anyone like you." Sofia's heart raced. She felt the same, but fear of heartbreak held her back. "Marco, what happens when I leave?" she asked, her voice tinged with uncertainty. "Then we make the most of every moment we have now," he replied, stepping closer. Their lips met in a tender kiss, sealing a connection that neither could deny. As the week progressed, Sofia's assignment neared completion. The painting was safely prepared for its journey to Madrid, and her return date loomed. The reality of leaving Marco weighed heavily on her. She found herself torn between the life she had meticulously built in Madrid and the possibility of a new chapter in Seville. One afternoon, as they strolled through the Maria Luisa Park, Marco sensed her inner conflict. "Sofia, you've been distant," he said, stopping beneath the shade of an orange tree. "What's on your mind?" She sighed, looking up at him. "Marco, I don't know how to reconcile what I feel for you with the life I have in Madrid. My career, my family, everything is there." Marco's expression softened. "I would never ask you to give up your life for me. But I'm willing to find a way to make this work, if you are." His words touched her deeply, but Sofia knew the decision was hers to make. That evening, she sat by her hotel window, gazing at the city that had come to mean so much to her. She realized that while her career was important, so was the chance to embrace a love that felt as rare and precious as the painting she had come to protect. On her final day in Seville, Sofia asked Marco to meet her at the Plaza de España. She arrived early, her heart pounding with anticipation. When Marco appeared, his guitar slung over his shoulder, Sofia knew she had made her decision. "Marco," she began, her voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions inside her. "I don't know what the future holds, but I know that leaving here without you feels wrong." Marco's eyes lit up, and he took her hands in his. "Sofia, I don't need promises or guarantees. I just need to know that you're willing to try," he said. She nodded, tears welling in her eyes. "Let's try." Months later, Sofia's life had transformed. She arranged to split her time between Madrid and Seville, working remotely part of the year. Marco's music gained recognition, with his compositions inspired by Seville's history reaching wider audiences. Together, they built a life that blended their passions and dreams. Under the Spanish sun, Sofia and Marco discovered that love, like art, required dedication, patience, and the courage to take risks. And as they walked hand in hand through Seville's vibrant streets, they knew they had made the right choice, to embrace the present and create a future together.